Morning. My name is Noelle Bressler. I am a two-star diamond coach and a co-founder of Flexi Fit Club. We are a team Beachbody team. And I just want to share with you today why I am a Beachbody coach, why Beachbody is the right avenue for me. The reason I became a Beachbody coach is much different than the reason why I've stayed a Beachbody coach. Which I feel like is important because I became a coach 2 days after my husband left for a 9-month deployment. And really my driving factor for becoming a Beachbody coach was that I needed to lose weight. It really had developed some very unhealthy habits. I was eating fast food like 4 times a week probably. Sometimes I would eat it twice a day, which is disgusting to me now, but I've since I became a Beachbody coach, I gave it up. And that was about 2 years ago that I started, February of 2014. And so I started Beachbody because I needed to lose weight. And I signed up with my 21-day fix challenge pack, which was a game changer, life changer for me and so many others. But I wanted to lose weight and get in shape by the time my husband got home. But I signed up as a coach because I thought, well, if I can earn some of my money back that I invested into this program, then, I can make that money and then quit. I don't even have to worry about it because I'm not a salesperson. I'm no good at this. I mean, I was a bank teller for a while and I never met my quotas because I just didn't like pushing things on people. I wasn't good at selling and I'm still not. But I realized after a few days, being involved with a team and actually getting into the community of Misfit Republic, which is the team that I joined and I'm still a part of. The team that I co-founded is just, a branch off of our mother team of Misfit Republic. But once I became a part of that culture, I realized that this opportunity was so much more than the products that we sell. It's so much more than fitness. So much more, and really doesn't even have anything to do with six-pack abs or, like the perfect body. It's so not about that. And when I joined, I thought, okay, well, this is for people who love to work out. And 2 years into it, I'm here to tell you, I still don't love working out. I love the way I feel after I work out, and I love being able to fit into all the clothes that I own because my clothes and they're a big part of me because I also have a blog, Third Day Hair, and that started out as a fashion blog and it's kind of moved over into a lifestyle blog. But let's suffice it to say that I could not afford to replace all the clothes that I own. And so staying a certain size is important to me, not because I love working out, not because I have six-pack abs because I don't, but just because it makes me healthy and not just physically. I have struggled with anxiety, social anxiety specifically, through most of my young adult life. I'm not sure when it started, and I wasn't even able to identify it until I started coaching, and I realized that's what I was struggling with. And I've also battled bouts of depression throughout my young adult life. So working out and being a part of this positive, uplifting community has helped me to, first of all, shed my social anxiety. I'm no longer afraid of what people think of me. I'm no longer afraid to speak to people. I mean, I used to get on phone calls and then hang up and cry after because I was just so distraught and full of this anxious energy, thinking about all the things that I said and what did that person think of what I had said, and just not a good space in my head. I had low self-esteem, and that, showed in so many ways as a teenager, just in getting involved with the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things. I was the type of person who would get drunk before I went to a party just so I would feel comfortable enough going into the party. That led me to get into a lot of trouble with alcohol-related incidents. And I am ashamed to say, but I got a lot of my self-worth from guys, from being desired by guys. And so, I mean, it just all kept adding up. I realized that I wasn't doing what I should be doing to honor and value myself, but I didn't know any other way because I was had such low confidence, had such low self-esteem. I was afraid of other people. I was afraid to be myself because of what other people might think. And it wasn't until, yes, I had met a wonderful, amazing man who has been so patient with me and all of my insecurities through, the beginning of our marriage. And I ended up relying heavily on him and his acceptance of me for my value. And while it was a much better placed way to retain my esteem, it still wasn't coming from within. And that's so important to understand, that even if you have an awesome guy, you still cannot get your worth from somebody else, whether it's your parents, whether it's your spouse, whoever it is. It has to come from within you. And anyways, I'm getting a little off track here, which is pretty common for me. So even though I had married an awesome man and we had a daughter, I was very uncomfortable with who I was. I dare say that I kind of had self-contempt. I kind of hated myself for being so weak and what I thought was weak, and being insecure and jealous and all of these things that I brought to the table to our marriage. And so when he left for his deployment, it was a hard time for me. It was a hard pill to swallow because I knew that the whole time I was just going to be in my head, and completely out of my element because he wasn't there to shield me or take care of the things that I didn't want to take care of because I didn't want to leave my house. It was even to the point where there was a new grocery store that opened up down the road and I really wanted to check it out. Everybody was talking about it and I couldn't bring myself to go because I didn't know where things would be in the store, and I wanted to wait until my husband got home from deployment in order to go check out a grocery store. And it just seems so silly to me now, but it was my reality. It terrified me to think of going someplace that I didn't know how to find my way around, even just something as simple as a grocery store. So I was really in my head a lot, and I've always been this way. But through coaching, I was able to battle my way out of that. And the stronger that I became in who I was, and the more that I valued myself and loved myself and accepted myself, the more that I became the person I was always intended to be, the more I realized that my purpose with Beachbody has nothing whatsoever to do with working out. I mean, like I said, I work out so that my mind stays clear, so that I can stay focused, so that I have energy, so I can feel good in my clothing. But my business is not built around working out. My business is not built around the products that we sell. My business is built around my purpose. And my purpose is helping women feel good about themselves, helping women feel empowered, feel worthy, getting back their confidence and their self-esteem and realizing that they are a person. And a lot of that stems from motherhood as well. Let me just explain what I mean by that. Before I really, was comfortable with who I was, I suffered from this inadequacy issue. I always measured myself up to people, specifically other women, and I always felt like I fell short. Whether it was they were smarter, prettier, thinner, whatever it was, I always felt like I didn't measure up. So anyways, when my husband and I decided we were going to start trying for a baby, I shared that information with some people. And I was told I was actually wearing an outfit of white. I don't remember if it was white pants, white shirt, I forget what it was. And somebody said, well, you won't be wearing stuff like that anymore. And I was like, well, that's interesting comment because I certainly don't plan on giving up my interest for this child. No offense, Reagan, my daughter now. And then a few other people made the comment, yeah, you'll stop caring so much about what you look like. Just kind of, and not intentionally trying to like strip away what I felt like kind of made me me. The fact that I've always loved clothes and fashion and being trendy, like that's a part of who I am. And for them to say that to become a mom, I would be giving all that up, that I would completely change. I mean, of course, becoming a mom changes you, but to say that I was going to completely change and be a totally different person and stop caring about the things that I care about and stop being who I was, it frightened me and it kind of upset me. Like, why should I? Why should I have to do that? So now, as I've been able to develop myself even while being a mom, even after becoming a mom, I would feel guilty for wearing the clothes that I like to wear or for dressing up. And it's silly, but it's because I was still dealing with that anxiety issue and that caring about what other people thought. And I was harboring those comments from other people about what it is I should be caring about. And so when I would see other moms who were, you know, in their sweats and down on the ground playing with their kids, and it's not like I didn't get down on the ground and play with my child, I would always feel like, well, I must not be a good enough mom because if I have the time to get ready and they don't, then they must be a better mom than me. They must be with their kids more often. They must be playing more. They must be doing more crafts and all this stuff. And I would really start to get down on myself and feel guilty about who I was. The fact of the matter is, and I'm okay admitting this now, I am not that mom. I love my daughter more than life itself. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for her safety, for her health, for her confidence, for her growing up to feel worthy and valued. But I'm not a crafty mom. My patience while I'm working on it, it's not all there. So watching my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter learn to use scissors or use a glue stick or play with glitter, I can't handle that. And I'm not a good mom when I'm doing that with her. And that was something that I had to like realize and understand for myself. It doesn't make me a good mom to do craft projects with my daughter if the whole time I'm on edge and I'm snappy and I'm irritable, because that's just not my strong suit. I do a lot of stuff with my daughter, but crafts just isn't going to be one of them. Like, that's just not going to be the thing that she remembers about our time together, and that's okay. We can make other memories that don't involve 3-year-olds learning how to use scissors. It just grates on my nerves. I don't know. But it took me a long time to realize that just because I was a different sort of mom didn't make me a bad mom. Backtracking a little bit, I always knew that I didn't want to be a mom, a working mom. Not in the respect that I didn't want to work, but I didn't want to be told that I could only get a certain amount of time off when I had my baby, that I had to go back to work. You know, if my kid was sick, having to send her to a daycare facility or a babysitter would have killed me. And a lot of that has to do with being a military family. We don't have family around us. It's not like I could call my mother or my husband's mother or whomever. So it would literally be a friend or somebody that I hired to care for my child. So I always knew that I did not want to work and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. But the flip side of that, I always knew that I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. And so what kind of mom can I be if I'm not a working mom and I'm not a stay-at-home mom and I'm not a good stay-at-home mom because I'm not a crafty mom? Like, there was all this guilt and inadequacy feelings, and I never measured up. Even, you know, if I met a working mom, I would feel dumb because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and here you are with this career, and you're obviously intelligent enough and superwoman enough to be able to handle working and a family. This is the way I used to think. And if I met a stay-at-home mom, I would feel inadequate because here's a stay-at-home mom who has, her house is always put together and her kids are always doing crafts or learning new stuff or whatever it is. I don't know. And I would just be like, and she's always like playing with them. And I'm like, where do I fit in? I don't know where I fit in because I'm not a working mom. I feel like I'm not a very good stay-at-home mom. Like, where do I fit in? Then I discovered Beachbody. And through Beachbody, I realized I can be a working mom who stays home. I can be a mom who stimulates my mind, but I also get to decide when to. I also get to decide when I work and when I get to play with my daughter. If my daughter's sick, I decide I don't have to work that day. I can just care for my daughter. I can just snuggle on the couch with her. I have been able to form friendships through social media. I mean, I literally still don't really leave my house that often. I'm an introvert, so even though I've overcome social anxiety, the need and the desire to leave my house very often, I don't have that. I'm just fine. If I stay home for days on end, I'm okay with that. But I do crave friendships. And I do crave that human contact. And I can't just have conversations with my 3-year-old for 3 days in a row and be okay with that. Like, I need this camaraderie that I've been able to find and forge in through Beachbody. And especially while my husband was deployed, this has been pivotal, like a very crucial part of why I was able to thrive and grow and not go into this bout of depression that I was so sure that when my husband left for deployment, I would become depressed because that was my history. So through this, I've kind of found my place in the world because I get to be a stay-at-home mom, but I get to be the kind of stay-at-home mom that I want to be. Sometimes I do feel a little guilty that sometimes I enjoy working more than I enjoy playing with my daughter. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to still want to be me. So I've discovered through all of this, and we're still talking about Beachbody. I mean, this is the Beachbody that the Beachbody that sells, Shakeology, the amazing Shakeology, by the way, and workout programs and stuff like that. Beachbody has taught me my purpose is to help other women realize that they don't need to just settle in the roles that they fulfill, that they don't need to just be a mom, just be a wife. And I say that with so much love in my heart because I know being a mom and being especially a military wife is very difficult. And I'm not trying to downplay all that you do every day or all that a stay-at-home mom does every day. I'm just saying sometimes people become stay-at-home moms because they don't want to have to leave their kids, but it's not because they don't crave a purpose and a drive and a reason for getting up every morning that's not just crafting and playing with their children. And that's okay. And my purpose in this life is to help other women realize they don't have to feel inadequate for being themselves, that they can own what they're good at and own what they're not good at. That it's okay to be like, you know what? That's not my forte. That's not my thing. I don't love doing crafts with toddlers. And I keep going back to the craft thing just because I've known a lot of stay-at-home moms who do craft and they do it very well and they're awesome and I love them. But it's just not me. And so I also want to share one little story with you that helped me to come to terms with this is that I went to a group. It was a church group and we were all sitting around a table. There was about 10 of us, and we were all going around introducing ourselves, and one of the questions we were supposed to answer when it got to us was, what are you passionate about? And I said, I'm passionate about writing, I'm passionate about creating, and my business and helping women. And every other person at the table, and I don't judge them for it, I just noticed and I wondered. Every other person at the table said, I'm passionate about being a mom. And I wondered to myself, A, is that all that they're passionate about, or are they just saying it because the person in front of them said it and they felt obligated to? And B, what were they passionate about before they were a mom? What in their life made them before they became a mother? Because a lot of women, I mean, you're not having babies until you're 23, 24, 25. I didn't have one until I was 26. Some people don't have them until they're 30. And I just have to wonder, what were you doing? What did you love to do? What made you you before you became a mother? And are you okay with the fact that once you become a mom, you just give that part of yourself up? And in that moment, I felt guilty and ashamed that I didn't give that part of myself up, that I didn't think to say the first thing that I'm passionate about is being a mother. Now I don't feel guilty. Now I feel empowered and purpose-driven to help other women realize their potential if that's what they want. If being a stay-at-home mom is not the only thing that they want out of life. I'm not saying it's not a great thing, and it's certainly a wonderful luxury if you don't want to work, if you want to be available for your kids. It's awesome. But is it all? Is it everything? And being a work from home mom is incredible, because if you're a working mom because you have to be, you can make money and be able to stay home, and it's amazing. It's something that I never thought would work for me. It's not something that I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I think I would be really good at being a Beachbody coach. No, that thought never even crossed my mind. In fact, when I signed up, like I told you, I just wanted to lose weight, maybe make some of my money back, and then quit. It has become a lifelong mission of mine to help other women empower themselves and step into their destinies of who they were meant to be, while they're helping other women, while they're helping their families financially, while they're helping themselves grow internally and overcome things like depression and anxiety and low self-esteem and low confidence. Beachbody for me is this whole world of good that I can do for other women, and it has nothing to do with the 21-day fix. You know what I mean? Like, it has nothing to do with a perfect body or a beach body. It is everything to do with being the vehicle in which I can reach more people and help them with my true purpose and my true passion. And that is becoming who you were meant to be outside of the roles that you fulfill as wife and mother. If that speaks to you guys, first of all, thank you so much for listening to my story. I know that I have a tendency to ramble in all different directions. I really hope that I was able to drive home what exactly I was trying to say about all of this, why I'm a Beachbody coach versus why I became a Beachbody coach. If this speaks to you in any way, not because you're like dying to be a Beachbody coach, but because you're kind of understand what I'm talking about, you kind of feel what I'm feeling or what I felt, leave a comment. Find me on Facebook. You can search Third Day Hair on Facebook and find me through my like page. You can go to my blog, thirddayhair.com, or you can email me at noellebressler30@gmail.com and just talk to me and just connect with me, because I guarantee that this is not the opportunity you thought it was. This is so much more than you can even imagine. And if you connect with what I'm saying at all, I really feel like we should talk. And I hope that you feel that way too.